dorsiflexion. We're actually going to start doing our warm-up now. Our first exercise that we're going to be doing is actually called walking dorsiflexion tap. So what you're going to be doing is you're just going to walk and tap your toes as your foot is flexed, meaning dorsiflexion. You're going to actually turn around and keep going. We're going to do that for a whole minute. Beginning now. Doing good, only as high as you can get them. We're halfway there. Ten more seconds. And time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a 30-second breather and we'll be back to the next exercise. Hi, we're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise in our warm-up section. What we're going to be doing are actually called forward arm swings on plantar flexion, meaning toes. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to come stand back here. You're going to put your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to swing your arms back, then swing them forward, up into a flexion. And we're just going to do that. We're going to do that for a minute. Beginning now. Doing good. You scoot a little forward. Doing good. Fifteen more seconds. Sorry, 10. Doing good. 2, 1, time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a 30-second breather and we'll be right back. We're back. We're going to move on to our third exercise in the warm-up section. What we're going to be doing are actually walking butt kicks. What you're going to want to do is just stand, make the back of your heel hit your butt or get as close to it as it can. And then we're going to keep doing that. We're going to do 2 sets for a minute. Beginning now. At your own speed. If you want to run, that's fine. Almost done. Three, 2, 1. Time. That is the end of the first set. We're going to take a 30-second breather and move on to the second set of these. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set of walking butt kicks. Remember, it's for a minute, beginning now. Doing good. exercise. We're going to take a 30-second breather and move on to our next one. We're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise. What we're going to be doing now are arm circles. What you're going to want to do is stand with your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to pick up your hands straight. You're going to do small circles forward. And then at 20 seconds, you're going to go middle circles. And then at 40 seconds, you're going to go big circles. That's going to be our first set. The second set is going to be the same thing, but we're going to rotate now going backwards. Beginning now. Small. Doing good. Back and middle circles. And big circles. Three, two, one, time. That is the end of that one. We're going to move on to our next set in 30 seconds. Okay, we're going to move on to our second set of arm circles. Remember, now we're rotating backwards, switching every 20 seconds, beginning now. Doing good. And medium circles. And bigger circles. Good. And time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a 30-second breather and be right back to the next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise. What we're going to be doing are called shoulder taps. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have your hands armed with palms in a supination formation. What you're going to do is you're going to tap your shoulders and then cross and tap your your shoulders. So from the back, what it's going to look like is you're going to tap and tap, tap, out. We're going to do 2 sets of those for a minute each, beginning now. Good. 15 more seconds. And time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for the second set. Okay, we're back. We're going to move on to the second set of shoulder taps, beginning now. halfway there, you guys. And time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a 30-second breather and move on to our next exercise. We're going to be moving on now to our last exercise in our warm-up section, where we're going to do our just arm crisscross. What you're going to do is you're going to hold your hands out this way, and you're just going to cross for 20 seconds. At the next 20 seconds, you're going to put your palms facing up in a supination formation, and you're just going to cross like that for the next 20 seconds. For the last 20 seconds, you're going to put your palms facing down in a pronation formation, and you're going to cross those as well. For the last 20 seconds, we're going to do 2 sets of those for a minute each, beginning now. Doing good. And switch. Doing good. At your own speed, you're fine. And you take a breather. And we're going to switch. Palms up. Time. That is the end of the first set. We're going to take a little 30-second breather and we'll move on to our second set. We're going to be moving on now to our second set of arm crisscrosses, beginning now. Go at your own pace. Switch, palms facing down. Doing good. And rotate, palms facing up. Doing good. And time. That is the end of our warm-up section. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back to begin circuit 1. Okay, we're back. We're going to move on to circuit 1. Our first exercise that we're going to be doing is in our power and strength section. What we're going to be doing are actually bicep curls. If you're sitting down, you're just going to want to put your hands out with your palms facing supination. You're going to be facing out. You're just going to bring it up. You're going to flex and extend. Flex and extend. We're going to do 3 sets of those, 12 reps, beginning now. Good. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a 30-second breather and move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to move on now to our second set of bicep curls. Remember, it's 12 reps beginning now. be right back for the next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise. What we're going to be doing are actually quad shoulder flexions. What you're going to do is, whether you're standing or sitting down, you're going to keep your chest up. You're going to bring your arms straight up with your water bottle in hand, and then bring it back down. Move on to the next one, and then bring it back down, and that's one. We're going to do 3 sets of 12 reps, beginning now. 1, 2, doing good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, doing good, keep pushing through. 10, 2 more. 11, 12. That was the end of our set 1. We're going to take a breather and be back to do our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set of shoulder flexions. Remember, it's 12 reps, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doing good. 6, keep that posture, you're doing good. 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more. 11, and 12. That was the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather, be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to move on with our third set of shoulder flexions. Remember, 12 reps, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, doing good. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more, 12. That's the end of that exercise. We're going to take a little breather and be back for the next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on now to our laying side crunches. So for that, we're going to be doing 3 sets, 30 seconds each. You're going to want to get down on the ground slowly. You're going to want to lay on your back. Have your feet shoulder width apart with your knees up. You're going to have your hands facing down in a pronation style, and you're just going to go from side to side, trying to touch your ankle. You're going to do 30 seconds of each one of those. Beginning now. Good. Doing good. Breathe. Make sure you're breathing. You're halfway there. Doing good. Three, two, one, time. That is the end of the first set. set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for the second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our second set of laying side crunches, beginning now. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Almost done. Keep going. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and be back to finish off with our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third set of laying side crunches, beginning now. Doing good. Remember, it's for 30 seconds, you guys. Doing good. Squeeze your core. Doing good. Good breathing. Doing good. Three, two, one, time. That is the end of our core and musculature exercise for this section. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back for our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise, which is under the balance and stability section. What we're going to be doing are actually called quad stretches with an arm reach. What you're going to do is you're going to reach back, you're going to grab your foot or your ankle, and you're going to pull towards your butt, and you're going to reach with the opposite arm, and then go to your next one. We're going to do 3 sets of these for 30 seconds each one, beginning now. Go at your own pace. With every few seconds, trying to pull it closer and closer to your body. Doing good. 10 more seconds. Good. And time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for our second set. We're moving on to our second set of this exercise. Remember, it's for 30 seconds, beginning now. Doing good. Doing good. Almost done. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third set of quad stretch with arm reach, beginning now. Remember, it is for 30 seconds. Make sure you're tightening your core to control that balance. And continue breathing. We're almost done. And time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on now to our speed and agility exercise. What we're going to be doing are actually called lateral leg crosses. What you're going to want to do for those is you're just going to cross one foot in front of the other, going sideways. And we're going to do that for 3 sets for 20 seconds, but you want to do these as fast as you can or just at your own pace, beginning now. Keeping your hips forward. And time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for the second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on now to our second set of lateral leg crosses. Remember, 20 seconds, beginning now. Keeping your hips forward, doing good. Good pace. Doing really good. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a 30-second breather and we'll be back for the third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third set of lateral crosses. 20 seconds, beginning now. Hips forward, good control, doing good. And time. That is the end of that exercise. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on now to our cardiovascular and aerobic training section. What we're going to be doing today are actually called hook and knees. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand with your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. You're going to put your hands up and you're just going to punch to the side, making sure that you're trying to get your knee to touch your elbow as much as possible. Hook and knee. Hook and knee. We're going to do that for 1 minute and 40 seconds, rotating halfway through to the next leg. Beginning now. Switch. Almost done. Keep pushing through. More seconds. Time. That's the end of our first set. We're going to take a breather, move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set of hook and knee. Remember, 1 minute and 40 seconds, beginning now. Go at your own pace. We do want to finish the whole 1 minute and 40 seconds. Doing good. Doing good. Control your speed. Doing good. Go ahead and switch legs. Doing good. Only as high as you can get them. Good. Almost done. Push through, keep pushing through. Good. Keep breathing. Almost done. Push through. 15 more seconds. our second set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our third set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our third set of hook and knee. Remember, 1 minute and 40 seconds, 45 seconds on each side, beginning now. And switch. Time. That is the end of our cardiovascular section for this circuit. We're going to take a 30-second breather and be back for our next circuit. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our second circuit. What we're going to be doing now is our power and strength exercise. The one we're going to be doing is actually overhead extensions, also known as overhead press. What you're going to do is you're going to get your water bottles. You're going to put them up as so, and you're going to extend your arms, then bring it back down. Making sure that your posture is up. We're going to do 3 sets of 12, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, doing good, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for our second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on now to our second set. Remember, 12 reps, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good, really good. That's the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to be moving on now to our third and final set of this exercise. Remember, it's 12 reps, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, doing good, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our first power and strength exercise. We're going to take a breather and move on to our second exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our next exercise now in our power and strength exercise section. Well, we're going to be doing our forward straight arm abductions. So what those are is if you're standing up, you're going to have your feet shoulder width apart and your chest up. If you're sitting down, just make sure that your posture is straight up and that you maintain it. What you're going to do is you're going to lift your arms together and then you're going to bring them back down. You're going to abduct and then abduct. We're going to do 3 sets of 12, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doing good. 12. Good. That was really good. We're going to take a little breather and then we're going to move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set. Beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third and final set of this exercise. 12 reps beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing good. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 more, 10, 11, 12. Good. That's the end of that exercise. We're going to take a breather and move on to our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our core and musculature exercise for this circuit. What we're going to do are called seated crunches. What you're going to want to do is make sure that you're sitting up straight, your legs a little bit shoulder width apart. You're going to cross your arm right over left or left over right, and you're going to come down, making sure that your elbows touch your knees. And as you come down, you want to make sure that you're squeezing all your core. We're going to do 3 sets for 30 seconds each, beginning now. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you go down. Doing good. And time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather, move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set of seated crunches, beginning now. Doing good. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and move on to our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third and final set of seated crunches, beginning now. Almost done. And time. That is the end of our core and musculature exercise for this circuit. We're going to take a 30-second break and we'll be moving on. We're back. We're going to move on to our balance and stability section. What we're going to be doing are actually single leg balances. What you're going to be doing is you're actually going to just be standing on one leg and you're just going to hold it. We're going to do 20 seconds one leg and 20 seconds the other. You can hold on to your chair if you need any assistance. Beginning now. Make sure you're squeezing your core and pulling up to make sure that you get that full balance and stability going on. Doing good. And switch. Doing good. Time. That is the we're going to move on to our second set. Remember, it's 20 seconds each leg, beginning now. Doing good. Go ahead and switch. Doing good. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a breather and be back for the third. We're back. We're going to move on to our third set of single leg balances beginning now. Remember, it's 20 seconds per leg. Sorry about the noise. Go ahead and switch. Doing good. Time. That is the end of our balance and stability exercise for this section. We're going to take a little breather and move on to our next exercise. Hi, we're back. We're going to move on to our speed and agility section. What we're going to be doing are actually called line lateral scissors. So what you're going to be doing, what I did was actually tape down a line with tape. What you're going to do is you're just going to have your hands up against your chest. You're going to open right, left, right, left, right, left. You're going to do that for 3 sets for approximately 20 seconds, beginning now. Good. Doing good. Halfway there, keep pushing through. Time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set. 20 seconds, beginning now. Good. We're moving faster this week. Halfway there. Doing good. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. That's the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third and final set for the circuit of our speed and agility section. 20 seconds beginning now. Doing good. Halfway there. Keep pushing through. Doing good. And time. That is the end of our speed and agility section for this circuit. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be right back for our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our cardiovascular and aerobic training section. What we're going to be doing today are actually called dorsiflexion digs, otherwise known as heel digs. What you're going to do is you're just going to dig your heel also in the dorsiflexion manner, and you're going to put your opposite hand forward and vice versa. We're going to do that for 1 minute and 40 seconds, so make sure that you keep a good pace. Beginning now. Doing good. Halfway there. Almost done. Two more seconds. Time. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a breather and be back in 30 seconds. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set. Remember, it's 1 minute and 40 seconds, beginning now. Doing good. Doing good. Keep pushing through. Ooh, don't trip. Good. Keep a good pace. Seconds, keep going. Good. Almost done. 20 more seconds. Good. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third set of dorsiflexion digs beginning now. Doing good. Sorry about the noise today. Doing good. Keep a good pace so you can finish through. Halfway there. Time. That is the end of our cardiovascular section for this circuit. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back to move on to circuit 3. Okay, we're back. We're going to move on to our next circuit, which is circuit 3. We're going to be starting off with our power and strength exercise. We're going to be doing now lateral straight arm abductions. What you're going to want to do, whether you're standing up or sitting down, is you're going to keep your posture still straight up. You're going to have your water bottles on the hand of your side. and you're just going to raise them and then bring them back down, making sure that your posture is up. We're going to do 3 sets of 12 reps. First one beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doing good, good posture, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, good. That is the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our second set. Remember, 12 reps beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll move on to our third set. We're back. We're going to move on now to our third set, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our sets of this exercise. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back for our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our next power and strength exercise. What we're going to be doing is actually a bent over adduction, also known as bent over rows. What you're going to want to do, if you're sitting down or standing up, you're going to want to make sure you have your feet a good shoulder width apart. You're going to bend over, making sure your back is straight, and you're just going to adduct up. So you're just going to bring them up, and we're going to do 3 sets of 12, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good, really good. We're going to take a little breather and move on to our second set. We're back. We're going to move on to the second set, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. That was the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and move on to our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our last set of bent over adductions, beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good job. That's the end of our power and strength exercises for the day. We're going to take a breather and move on to our next exercise. Okay, we're back. We're going to move on to our core and musculature exercises. What we're going to be doing are standing opposite crunches. So what you're going to do for that is you're going to make sure your feet are a little bit more than shoulder width apart. You're going to put your hands behind your head, like so. You're going to bring your knee up to your elbow. You're just going to crunch. Make sure that you are squeezing your core as much as you can, inhaling as you're at extension and exhaling as you're crunching, squeezing everything. We're going to do 3 sets for 20 seconds, beginning now. second set. We're back. We're going to move on to our second set of standing opposite crunches beginning now. Remember, it is for 20 seconds. Make sure you're squeezing that core as you're crunching, exhaling and inhaling. Time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll move on to our third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third and final set for our core musculature exercises for the day, beginning now. Doing good. Make sure you're squeezing. Time. That is the end of our core musculature exercises for today. And take a little breather and move on to our next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our balance and stability exercise for today. What we're going to be doing is just walking in a straight line. What you want to do is make sure that your posture is straight up. You're going to want to start with one foot on the line, keeping your head straight, putting one foot in front of the other. Concentrating just on looking forward. We're going to do that for 3 sets for 12 reps on each foot. Beginning now. Good. 24. Good. That was the end of our first set. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back for our second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our second set, beginning now. Good. Good. That was the end of our second set. Going to take a little breather and be back for the third set. We're back. We're going to move on to our third and final set, beginning now. 1. Good. Good. That was the end of our third set and the end of our speed and agility section for today. We're going to take a little breather and we'll be back for the next exercise. We're back. We're going to move on to our cardiovascular and aerobic training exercise. What we're going to be doing today are actually called fast feet. What you're just going to do is you're going to make sure your feet are open a little bit more than shoulder width apart, and you're just going to move your feet as fast as you can on your toes. We're going to do that for 1 minute and 40 seconds, beginning now. Only as fast as you can go, doing good. Make sure on this one that you guys are definitely breathing correctly, in and out. In your nose, out your mouth, doing good. Control your pace, doing good. Keep going, keep going. Almost halfway there. Doing good. Keep pushing through. Your own pace. Control, control, control. Almost done. Push through. Keep breathing. Doing good, doing good. 20 more seconds. Almost done. At your own pace. Okay. We're back. We're going to be moving on to the second set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our second set of fast feet beginning now. Remember to pace yourselves. We are doing this for 1 minute and 40 seconds. More seconds. And time. That is the end of our second set. We're going to take a little breather. We'll be back for our third set. We're back. We're going to be moving on to our third set of our fast feet. 1 minute and 40 seconds beginning now. Good. Doing good. Get a good pace going. Got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Doing good. Halfway there. Good job. Doing good. Keep pushing through. Almost done, almost done. 15 more seconds. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. That was the end of our cardiovascular section and the end of our third circuit. We're going to take a little breather and then we'll move on to our cool down. We're back. We're going to move on now to our cool down section. What we're going to begin with are called butterflies. What you're going to want to do is hold your feet in as close as possible. You want to try to reach your nose to your your nose to your toes. We're going to hold that for a few seconds and then we're going to come back up and we're going to just bring our feet out a little bit more and then bring our nose down to our knees. Come back up, bring our feet in and do it again. We're going to do that twice. We're going to do that for 2 minutes. Beginning, what a butterfly, just so you guys have an idea, is you're just going to want to touch your nose to your toes. Beginning now. Okay, and up. We're gonna push our feet out just a little bit and back down. Make sure you're breathing as you're doing this. Doing good. Doing good. Okay, you're gonna come up. You're gonna bring your feet back in and go back down. You're going to want to come back up. You're going to scoot them out again and back down. Okay, bring it up and stretch it out. We're going to move on to our next stretch. It's an overhead reach back stretch. So what you're going to want to do is grab your right arm. You're going to put it behind your back like so. And you're going to grab your elbow and pull down. And then we're going to switch after 30 seconds and do vice versa with the left arm. We're going to do this for 2 minutes, beginning now. Make sure you feel that stretch. Go ahead and switch. Doing good. Go ahead and switch again. Okay, go ahead and switch one last time. Doing good. Okay, go ahead and relax. We're going to move on to our next exercise. We're going to be doing arm and shoulder stretch. You're going to grab your right arm, bring it across your chest, and just pull it more towards you, grabbing your elbow with your left hand. And then you're going to shake that off, and we're going to do the opposite side. We're going to do each side for 30 seconds, beginning now. Make sure we keep breathing. Doing good. Go ahead and switch. ahead and switch again. And switch one last time. Doing good. Getting that full stretch on the arm and the shoulder. For that one. We're back. We're going to move on to our next stretch. We're going to be doing an arm cross stretch. What that's going to be is you're going to grab your arms like so. You're just going to cross one over the other, and you're going to pull as tight as much as you can, and you're just going to squeeze. We're going to do that for 2 minutes, switching every 30 seconds, beginning now. Make sure you're pulling and you're squeezing and that you're getting that stretch in as much as you can. Doing good. Go ahead and switch. Make sure you're pulling as much as you can and breathing. Go ahead and switch. Doing good. Go ahead and switch. Keep breathing, doing really good, almost done. 10 more seconds. And time. Go ahead and shake that off. We're going to move on now to our next stretch. It's going to be a forearm stretch. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to grab your hand out. You're going to want to extend it this way for 30 seconds. And then palm facing down into a flexion position, and you're going to want to pull towards you for another 30 seconds. We're going to do this one for a minute, and then your other hand for another minute, switching every 30 seconds, beginning now. Make sure you get that stretch in there. Good. Go ahead and switch down to flexion. Good, doing really, really good. Go Go ahead and shake it off and switch onto your other hand, starting with extension. Doing good. Go ahead and switch into flexion. Good. That's the end of today's workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about the noise. See you guys in my next video.